Hello friends, welcome to Force tutorial. Myself Harish, this is part 4 of SQL tutorials. In this video, we'll learn about constraint. So before starting with our demonstration, we'll have a look what exactly constraints are. So what is a constraint? As the name suggests, it applies a restriction on what data should be inserted in a table. Constraints specify rules for the data in a table and ensures the accuracy and the reliability of the data in the table. Constraints can be applied at the column level or at the table level. What are different types of constraints? Not null constraint. Not null constraints ensures that a column should have a value. It cannot contain a null value. Unique key constraint. Unique key constraint ensures that there is no duplicate record in a column. Every value which is there in the column should be unique. Primary key constraint. Primary key constraint uniquely identifies a row of the table. It cannot contain null values. You can say primary key constraint is a combination of not null constraint and a unique key constraint. Foreign key constraint, also known as referential integrity constraint. It is used to link the two tables. Check constraint. Check constraint ensures that all the values in a column meets the specified condition. So if you have specified a condition for the age column that it should not accept value less than 20. If we try to insert a value which is less than 20, this check constraint will give you an error. Default key constraint. If a value is not specified for the column, then the default value which is specified while creating the constraint is inserted into that column. We'll go through each of these constraints in great detail in our upcoming videos. In this video, we'll have a look at primary key constraint. So what is a primary key constraint? The primary key constraint, as I said, it uniquely identifies each row in a table. Primary key constraint cannot contain duplicate values. Primary key column value cannot be null. There can only be one primary key in a table. You can combine more than one column to form a primary key. When we create a primary key constraint, it creates a clustered index. Don't worry if you don't know about clustered index, we'll be having a look at it in our upcoming videos. So now we'll move on how to create a primary key constraint. So in the last session, we have created our student DB. So we'll create one table in our student DB. So I will create a table department. Create table department. It will have two columns. ID, which will have a data type as integer. I will specify it as a primary key. And name column. Underscore name. Data type as varchar. So this is the way in which we can create a primary key. There is another way by which we can create a primary key. If you want to check whether the primary key has been created or not, just expand the database, go to student DB, expand tables. In that you can see department tables, expand that columns. So you can see that ID column is been as a primary key. So when you create a primary key using this method, the system assigns a default name to the primary key. You can see what exactly the default name which is assigned by the system by expanding the student DB section, going to tables, expanding the department column. You can see that there are two columns and the name for the key is pk underscore department underscore some number. So this name I didn't specify this name. This name is specified by the system itself by default. So if you want to specify the name from your name for your primary key, you can specify the same. You can use the below method. I will drop this table and I will recreate the table. So these are the two columns of my table, and I want to create a primary key. So I will specify the name as constraint. Constraint is the keyword. pk underscore dept is the name of the key which I want to specify for the primary key. Primary key, and what column should be the primary key? ID column. So that's it. When I execute this command, SQL creates a table department with the primary key as ID, and the primary key name is pk underscore department. You can check the same by expanding the database section. Database, student DB, tables, expand the department table, expand column. There are two columns as you can see, and the name of the key is pk underscore department, which we have specified. If you don't specify the name, then system assigns the default name by itself. As I said, primary key constraint cannot accept duplicate values. It cannot accept null values. So I will show exactly what happens when you try to insert a duplicate value or a null value. Insert into department values. I will specify the ID column value as 1 and name column as. When I execute this command, the record gets inserted. Don't worry anything if you don't know about insert statement. We'll watch exactly how insert statement works and what is the syntax of the insert statement in our upcoming videos. Now we can check so our one value is inserted. Now if I again try to insert a value with the primary key value as same as 1, I will insert it as, when I try to execute it, so now we can say violation, you can see the error, violation of primary key constraint, cannot insert duplicate value in the object table. So this is where we can verify whether a primary key can accept duplicate value or not. So this proves that primary key does not accept a duplicate value. Every value in the primary key should be unique. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.